Hello, everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well and enjoying your evening. Hang on. 1 second. I thought something was broken. It's not. It's a weird intro. Listen, we're going to be going through everything to do with Chelsea, all the latest Chelsea news, as well as the West Ham preview. We're going to be talking about the West Ham game, what's going to happen, what should happen, what will happen. Tactically, we can talk about that. We can talk about the players we have available to us. We know that Tosin is available for this game, and we're going to see what Maresca has had to say as well. Big up to everyone that's watching. I hope you are enjoying your evening wherever you are in the world, and ultimately feeling good, feeling confident. I've been on a few West Ham channels recently, done a couple of previews with them. And I said to him on all the previews, I said, listen, guys, I don't want to sit here and blow my own trumpet, i.e. Chelsea's trumpet. I don't want to be that guy who walks in on your preview show where you've been so courteous and really nice, really respectful and go, we're going to fucking kill you. But that's how I feel, not to sound arrogant or anything, but we are the Club World Cup champions. we're only European champions as well, won the Conference League, got Champions League last season. And you, from a footballing standpoint, you are just rubbish. So how should we feel anything but confident as Chelsea fans, knowing who we're going up against, knowing the situation that West Ham's in, and everything surrounding their club at the moment? I mean, you have to feel confident. If you don't feel confident, then I don't know what you are. I mean, you're just, honestly, you got to be confident for this one, guys. And by the way, being confident, and like, if we are wrong, fine, you can laugh at me, whatever you want, but yeah, so we're going to win. We're going to smash West Ham, mate. They're going down. Big up to Harry. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, mate. Yes, appreciate the kind message. Woodshed, cheers, Alex. You think the boys will give everything tomorrow? Well, our boys will. Can't speak for West Ham. Big up, MJ. Enough respect. Thank you, mate. We should beat them tomorrow, Richard. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. No doubt there. Listen, I think that... Oh, God. Listen, enough of I don't want to have it today. I don't want to have it. It's staying. It's not going anywhere. Manchester United have given Tottenham the green light to come into the frame to sign Garnacho, as there are fears that they will be forced to allow him to join Chelsea for a cut price fee. Where have you heard that one from, Rock? I haven't seen that one anywhere. Where have you heard that one from? Okay, we're going to go a little bit different today. We're going to go into the nitty-gritty in terms of the preview, and then we can talk more about the news as well. Maresca did do a press conference leading up to this game, so it's definitely worth having a look at what he had to say, and we can just react to it live and in the flesh. So without further ado, let's just get stuck in. Okay, here we go. Right. On it. Wonder what he's got to say this time. I mean, I have seen a couple of quotes, but I always find it's better when you watch it. You got to watch it properly, haven't you?
Okay, good morning, and thank you for joining us. We will take the usual format today and begin with James Green and Sky Sports News. Away you go, James.
Enzo, good morning, good to see you. Could we start by just getting a bit of clarity on Wesley Fofana? There was a big thing yesterday in terms of his social media account where there were deleted pictures of him in a Chelsea shirt and all his
He doesn't look like he knows what's going on.
Is there any clarity on whether the player is unhappy or?
I mean, just look at Maresca. It's like, what are you on about? He doesn't have a clue. I mean, looks like he doesn't have a clue. He's looking straight at the press officer. What's this about Wesley Fofana? He probably wasn't prepped for that one. Or maybe he was. I don't know. I mean, if he wasn't prepped for that question, I'd say the press officer needs to do a little bit better, or whoever's in charge of preparing these guys for interviews.
Happy at the club?
Is he happy?
Well, I spoke with Wes every day. It's very, very happy. First of all, because he's back from the injury. He's joining all the session with us. And is very happy. And as I said, after Palace game, he was on the bench just to be with us. But from tomorrow, he's with us and he can also get some minutes. So we are happy and he's happy. And then about Instagram, as you know, unfortunately, I don't have an idea because I don't use to use social network.
On some of the comments after that, there were some pretty unsavoury messages from fans. Is he getting the support?
Unsavoury messages from fans. Well, I personally didn't send Fofana a message directly. I'm not really a fan of DMing players because I don't really think that. Well, I mean, maybe they do read them. Of course, I'm sure some of the DMs get read, but yeah, I definitely put out some stuff, and my opinion's very clear on Fofana. Not a fan. Not a fan. I believe when he's fit, he's one of our best centre backs, no doubt. But you know, there's more to it than just sheer ability. I think there is. You know, you have to look at the character, you have to look at the mentality, you have to look at the availability. He doesn't tick the amount of boxes that I would want from a centre back at Chelsea. I just look at Fofana and I see a player that would leave us if there was a better opportunity. I see that. I saw he did it at Leicester, and I think he would do it at Chelsea. He's spoken about Marseille, and I didn't like the way he spoke about it. People say he's entitled to speak however he wants about Marseille because he's French and it's his club. I'm sorry, but there's appreciating the place you're from, and then there's linking yourself with the potential return to the club. Not even giving a time frame. You know, and flirting with clubs is just not. It's a big no in my book. It's not something I'm a fan of. So anytime players do it, it's just not something that I agree with personally. And then again, like with this whole social media thing, again, Maresca's not on social media. Fair play to him. Like, again, how do you deal with something you don't really understand? Why delete all your Chelsea stuff? Like, again, you're just stirring the pot. That's the way it looks. You're not deleting your France stuff. You're not deleting any of this other stuff. If you deleted everything and just had to clear out of your Instagram, it's different. But you have to understand these are multi-million-pound players. And in business terms, these are multi-million-pound assets. When you do these things, they have consequences. You've got millions of fans that watch you and are intrigued by what you do. You influence people's opinions with your actions. So, you know, the one of the answers that people would give is, who cares? It's his Instagram. It's irrelevant. But on the flip side, why has he done it? Why has he done it? Just ask that question. Why has he done it? Now, it might be for a totally, you know, totally different reason to what any of us is presuming. There may be genuine innocence, but we don't know these things. So, you know, we're forced to go to our opinions there. But obviously the facts, you'd hope the facts come out at some point. I don't know if Maresca is going to address that any further.
From the club, and are all players getting that continued support? Because it just feels like we're having often these conversations over and over again surrounding abuse to players.
As I said, in this moment, Wes is happy. We are happy. And there is nothing to add on that. Now, I think if there are abuse, as you said, on Instagram, never is good. It's not good for Wes. It's not good for any player, and it's not good for any human being in the world. But it's something that unfortunately we cannot control.
Now let's move on to the team you said. Obviously, Wesley's available tomorrow, probably to play some minutes. Any of the injured players coming back at all for you?
No, Romeo is still out. Benoit is still out. As I said, Wes is back. And that's all.
And Nicholas Jackson suspended last week. Obviously, we understand the situation where he's potentially looking at another club, but is he available in your eyes tomorrow?
He is available, but he's not going to be part of the squad because, as we already said, we have 2 strikers, we have 2 players in that position, and also we know that something can happen before the window transfer close.
Is there anything on the horizon with Nicholas Jackson departing? Does he look close to a move away at the moment?
No idea.
I mean, to be fair, I just want to say the amount of clubs that have been linked with Jackson: Juventus, AC Milan, Nottingham Forest, Newcastle, Aston Villa. You'd be very surprised if we didn't get a serious offer at some point because the clock is ticking.
Yeah, to be honest, no idea. You know already from last season that I prefer to be focused on training session, prepare the game, and these kind of things. I don't know.
And I assume that would be the same answer for Raheem Sterling, Chilwell, Christopher and Cuckoo. Is that the same situation?
Cristo is with us like Nico, but he's the same answer than Nico. And the other 2 players, they are training apart, waiting for some solution.
Enzo, what would happen at the end of the transfer window? You've got quite a few players there. If they were to remain at Chelsea, could you integrate them back into?
No idea. No idea. It's not the moment, to be honest. We have still, as you said, 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, but not idea also because it's difficult to plan because anything can happen.
Thanks, James. Soraya?
Nothing wrong there.
Hi, Enzo. You touched on this briefly before about João Pedro and Liam Delap playing together, but all his time in a Chelsea shirt, he's played as a 9. We've seen him play between the lines at his other clubs. What situation would you play them together, and what other positions do you see João Pedro playing? Is he a second striker, left winger?
I think João with us, he can play the 5 position at front, the winger, wide or inside the pitch, or behind the striker. I think he can play in all the position for sure. Probably as a 9 or behind the striker is his best position, but he can play in all attacking position for us.
You've spoken about how you view your defensive options, and you said it's not just being a central defender with Lee Boko being out. It's about being used to the way you play, and Tosin's probably the best suited for that. But you've got Hato, you've got Achiampong needing a bit of time, Anselmino as well. But are you going to change and adapt? Is this something in your mind that would be possible for you to do, not play and build up from the back? Or is it going to be a situation where if you don't get a centre-back, you're going to have to adapt and change that?
No, there is not in my mind, in my view, not to play from the back. As we said many times, you can be a little bit more direct when you face team that they try to be high pressing, but it's not in my mind at all to play in different way. Then I said already, we used Josh in the last game. We are trying to find some internal solution, and we see.
I just want to, I agree with that comment about the ladies asking the questions. She asked some very, very good questions there. Those are solid questions. I don't think I have any complaints about those ones. And yeah, again, like Maresca enlightening us on João Pedro, he can play on the left wing, he can play as a 10, he can play as a striker. These are all positions that Maresca feels João Pedro can contribute. Delap less so. I think he's, just a classic striker. I think we miss that in modern day football. I think it's nice to have just an out and out striker. He still has great technical ability, by the way. I mean, we're not sitting here saying that this is just a guy you ping the ball up to and hope. I think Delap has a number of aspects to his game that are probably underappreciated just because of how little he cost, and also the fact that he came from Ipswich. I just don't feel like he gets the appreciation he deserves. And I think he will get more credit as the season goes on. I think it'll be a key part of this team. I also think Esteval will be a key part of this team. Just on Delap and Esteval, like those are two brand new players we brought in. And I just believe that they have something. Both of those players have something. Obviously, Esteval is naturally more talented. But I believe those are the type of players, when you're not playing particularly well, you say, where is that moment of magic? Who is the player going to be that can just give us something? Because we might not be conceding, but we're not scoring. Who is going to show that little bit of something? And I believe that Delap and Esteval will be two of those players this season. Why am I not saying João Pedro? Because I believe João Pedro is like the cherry on top. You know, when we play well and we've got João Pedro, he makes us play better. But we saw it against Crystal Palace. Sometimes you just need someone in there causing problems. And he makes all the right runs, but if nobody's finding him, then that's when Delap comes in and you go, well, maybe that's a better option at a certain moment. So, I mean, I don't know what you guys think. And then with Esteval, I mean, I think we can all just see his quality. He can win matches individually. He's done it for Palmeiras and he'll do it for Chelsea. Let's continue.
We have West Ham next. First away game of the season. You beat them twice last season. So familiarity a little bit. What sort of tactical battle do you expect? Because last season you said, you know, their pre-season, they haven't looked quite gelled yet. There's a little bit of pressure, even though at the start of the season, you said those teams are the most teams that you need to be wary of because they have something to prove. So what do you expect?
Tough game again. All the Premier League games, they are tough. They are difficult. If you remember the game at home last year was difficult game for us. They defend very well. Tomorrow I expect exactly the same. And again, the Premier League just started, so you can see that they are trying to find some solution in the same way we are doing.
Thanks, Soraya. John?
Hi, Enzo. How are you getting on with the search for a centre-back? Are you confident that you will get one in by the end of the month?
I already said that we are...
Soraya. John?
Hi, Enzo. How are you getting on with the search for a centre-back? Are you confident that you will get one in by the end of the month?
I already said that we are looking for internally solution, and I showed that last game against Palace, and we see what's happened.
But you are looking externally as well, presumably.
We are trying with, as I said already many times, to find solution.
Is everybody on the same page? Is that now, of the players you want to bring in, is that now the priority for everybody at the club to get a centre back?
I said, and I repeat again, probably many I need to improve my English. We are looking for internal solution, and we see if something happen.
Okay, and with players like Nicholas Jackson.
No messing around on that question. He was definitely prepped there. Well done, Maresca's media team, or whoever it is, or even just him. Maybe he's the one who decided to say that. I don't know. I don't know if he always said that. I mean, I guess he's just accepted the fact that he's not going to get what he wants. But he's stuck it in, hasn't he? So the fans can talk about it now. And that is, to be honest, that does create a division, because now you've got some people who go, back the manager, and then you've got the other side, which is my side, which is, we've got enough to work with. We are not going to get, we're not in a situation where we're that desperate. I'm sorry, we are just not in that position. I could name countless centre-backs, and they are good enough to represent us this season. I'm not saying starting every week, but they are certainly good enough to represent us. And that's Achimpong, that's Chalobah, that's Tosin, that's Fofana, that's Badiashile, that's Hato. I've just given you 6 centre-backs. So we have enough. I don't think that we need to panic too much. Maresca's credit is high. He's going to be manager longest we've had over a decade. Consistency and teamwork makes the dream work. Chelsea FC are family right now. We must not worry. Just get on with it. Yes, Colin. I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. Jason says he needs to be listened to. He saved the director's job. Big Blue. That is not the Chelsea moment. He fumbles the bag. He's out of here. I still believe in him, though.
Christopher Nkunku. Do you have to be careful the way, not careful, but you have to handle them carefully because obviously there is a scenario where they could be here in September and you may still need them?
We see if they're going to be here, they're going to be with us. In case they are not here, that means that they found a solution. And at the end, I think it's always better if they can find a solution because I think they're going to be more happy and the club the same.
And just to follow on, where do you think the squad are at the moment? Obviously, you've had a lack in pre-season, you've had the Club World Cup. Is it going to take a couple of weeks to get up to 100%, would you say?
For sure, with more time, we're going to be better and better. But it's what it is. We need to adapt. I think we showed last week against Palace where until the end we compete, until the end we create chances. And as I said, we're going to be better and better day after day.
Thanks, John. Simon?
Just checking on Tosin. Is he still out, and any indication how long he might be out for?
Tosin is available.
Yeah, he is available. Get that man in my starting 11 tomorrow. I want to see the big man up. I want to see him in there. I want to see him having the best game he's had this season. I remember West Ham away last year. That was Tosin's best game. Round 2, do not hold back. And I tell you what, West Ham, you would argue with the start they've had, they almost look worse than they were last season. Because, I mean, actually, in terms of their squad, they are worse. I was just doing a preview before we started this show with another West Ham fan. And I asked him the question. I said, you know, how long have you been going to games or whatever? 25 years. And then I said, okay, so you've been going for 25 years, whatever it is. And you just told me that you don't have any hope that you can beat us. When was the last time you said that about a game in game week 2? I'm not talking about game week 18, game week 29, whatever. Game week 2, you have lost hope. And by the way, this West Ham fan I was speaking to was not a pessimist. He was actually a very positive guy. He's like, I like to try and be positive, but I don't see Chelsea dropping points to us. So, I mean, I think it's going to be an easy dub, to be honest with you guys.
He's available for tomorrow. I'm a little bit surprised because last week he was not available, and the day before he was everywhere that he was not available. And now I don't know why you don't know that it's available. He's available. Very good for you. No, because surprised me the last week against Palace, the day before the game, he was everywhere that was not available. And now you don't know that it's available the day before the game.
Excellent. I'm glad they came back. And, but on Anselmino, he wasn't in the squad on Sunday. Is he, in terms of your internal solution, is he one of your options, or is it still a possibility that
Aaron is training with us, is training very hard, is fantastic boy, good player, but he needs to play games. He needs to go, he needs to play games. Yeah. So it's another player that is waiting for solution.
Thanks, Simon. Okay, cameras off, please.
There you go. That was the press conference. Big up to Enzo Maresca. I think he handled most of those questions well. Although I will say the centre back issue, he was speaking as if he's always he's always been basically saying we need an internal solution. That's not what you said the other day, Enzo. That's not what it sounded like the other day, mate. So I don't think that I'm going to accept this answer that your English isn't good enough and it came out wrong. You didn't say that the other day. What you said was that you're not happy and we need to find someone, right? You didn't say we need to find someone internally. You did not say that. So hold them to account in that sense, but also, on a more positive note, embrace the fact that we have a manager who's capable of dealing with this situation, who's going to hopefully adapt and bring Chelsea to another level with obstacles, which, by the way, Thomas Tuchel did consistently. We had a lot of injury problems with Thomas Tuchel, and he was very, very good at dealing with that. So in terms of injuries, I'm trying to think of last season. I suppose we had a striker problem, didn't we? Neto played up front. That was okay. Midfield wasn't an issue. Defense wasn't so much an issue. Yeah, I mean, it was just the strikers. So now it's the centre-back, right? We've got to find a solution there. Does anyone know why Penders was subbed off in the first half today? I did not know that. Wow, I'm surprised that that's the case, to be honest with you. Really? He was subbed off that early? I can't believe that. Ah, shit. He got a hip injury. That's not good. He was subbed off in the 41st minute because of an injury. So it wasn't a tactical change. Apparently, he took a heavy hit on an impact challenge from a top save. Now receiving treatment. Hopefully, he can continue. Obviously, he never ended up continuing. That's a real shame. Real shame. Hopefully, it's not serious. Wishing him all the best and a speedy recovery. But yeah, I mean, with regards to Mike Penders, it's really imperative that he plays minutes at Strasbourg. And if he's injured for a large portion of the season, that's not going to help his development much at all. Right. Let's talk about some of the other relevant news. There is a decent amount that we can get through. Let's talk about. Let's start on. Where do we start? Yeah, let's start on the kit. Why not? Let's start on the kit. I am such an idiot as well. Every time I do get called out by people. I get called out by people because they go, Alex, all you care about is money, and that's why you run Chelsea Fan TV. I've been accepted as I don't even know what the word is, an affiliate. So basically, you can buy all this stuff from Chelsea through Chelsea Fan TV. You can get a discount code and you can save money. I've had it for like a month or two. I haven't even done it. What an idiot. What an idiot. So many people would have got shirts as well because there were some really good shirts this year and I just haven't done it. So, hey, listen. To be honest, I don't really care. I'm not really driven by that, but I will set it up. So if they release some shirts in the next month or so, maybe you'll be able to get them through the channel at a discounted rate. I need to set that up, but I do think it's a great shirt. I think it's a nice shirt. I think it's pretty clean. I don't know if I prefer it with the badge or without the Club World Cup badge. I think it looks less clean, but I mean, it's still pretty nice. This is, they got a jacket as well. I really like the jacket that Jamie Giddens is wearing, but are they going to be selling that jacket? And Delap's got the hoodie. It looks good. It does look good, guys. I have to admit. You got to give credit where credit's due. Points for style there. Someone explain why we can't sign a world-class centre-back because there isn't a world-class centre-back on the market. That's probably why. Anselmino should consider 1 year of championship. Nah, mate. Come on, man. We need European football. Top division European football. Mark Gue, I could make that argument for, and he's ended up going to Sunderland, which isn't too far off. I mean, they did just get promoted, so there's that. But as it stands, I don't think it's a massive issue with European loans, and we have to speak about the loan saga. We have to speak about everything that's going on. It looks like if we're going to offload a number of players, it is going to be through loans. Bournemouth are in talks with Chelsea for Axel Disasi over a potential loan move with an option to buy. I believe a loan move is probably the only way we can shift Disasi, because we're not going to get the money that we want for him. So let's play ball. Let's just get him out, get the fee. He's already signed a long contract. You get another 6-7 million on a loan deal, hopefully. It's not terrible. It's not a bad investment. So there's plenty of things to take into consideration. But I do feel like, unlike Badiashile, who I genuinely think we probably could get our money back for, because he's still very promising. I don't really feel that way with Disasi. We paid more for Disasi as well. Modern day centre back don't really get those vibes from Disasi. But I mean, going to the centre back as well, while we're on that topic, again, repeating what Maresca said about Anselmino. Aaron is training with us. He is a fantastic boy, good player, but he needs to go and play games. He is another player waiting for a solution. So basically saying what we already know, isn't it? I mean, Anselmino's got to go out and play. If he doesn't play, he's not going to develop. If he doesn't develop, the whole point of our project is, it's pretty much irrelevant buying these young players. So from a Blue Coat Chelsea perspective, you want to bring in these young players and you want to get them playing. And that's when Strasbourg's obviously a great asset. But it seems like with the whole Anselmino situation, timing is everything, guys. And sometimes timing works in your favor and sometimes it doesn't. But it seems like after many posts coming out from journalists about this saga with Chukwuemeka and Borussia Dortmund, we know that their manager is obviously a huge fan, and it was a relatively successful loan spell. He had a small injury problem, Chukwuemeka, when he was at Dortmund, but we are essentially using Anselmino as a bargaining chip to then incentivize Dortmund to go in for a permanent transfer for Carney Chukwuemeka. Now, I think that's hilarious. I think that's great. And I don't have an issue with it whatsoever, to be honest with you. I think, listen, you've got to work with what you have and negotiate in the most productive way possible. In this case, you kill two birds with one stone. You get rid of one player who doesn't want to be at the club anymore. He was treated very poorly by Chelsea. I think we can all agree the Chukwuemeka treatment, I think has been very disrespectful. Not like Chalobah. I wouldn't say it's been that bad, but it's been poor. So he doesn't want to remain a part of our project. He's not valued anyway, so it wouldn't really matter regardless. And then Anselmino obviously needs to play regular football. So according to Patrick Berger from Sky, he says that Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea are in direct talks over a loan move for Aaron Anselmino. Chelsea have proposed a double deal. Carney Chukwuemeka on a permanent transfer, and then Anselmino also going to Dortmund, but on a loan deal. So he'll be able to get some minutes and develop in that sense. So this is very, very interesting when you look at it from that perspective. And some people would say this is just a one-off story. Don't trust everything you read. Then you have confirmation from Fabrizio Romano. Borussia Dortmund are now in talks with Chelsea to sign Carney Chukwuemeka on a permanent deal. They also want Anselmino on loan. So you have confirmation there. And that makes me feel pretty good about what we're seeing. I do think that ultimately, this is a deal where there needs to be a little bit of legroom from Chelsea. But Dortmund need to also match that. Let's not bend over for Dortmund here. Did they make it easy for us to get Jamie Gittins? Yes or no? Did we overpay for Gittins? Yes or no? Can we really justify the money we paid? Yeah, they got a better deal. Let's not sit here and act like we didn't get our pants pulled down for Jamie Gittins. That's what Man United want for Garnacho. We're not doing that. Thank God we've smelt the coffee. And now we're in a situation where, hang on a second, he's not actually worth what you're asking for. And you, well, not necessarily Dortmund, I can't speak for them, but from a United perspective, you need to sell. He's a dead asset to you. And Chukwuemeka is a dead asset to us. He is not a player that we need. He's not a player we rely on. And it's as simple as that. By the way, this doesn't even affect what's going on with UEFA. We haven't even spoken about that. I think we need to. I mean, we'll jump onto it in a slightly later in the show. But in terms of UEFA, the goalposts are being moved consistently, and they've made life even harder for us in terms of the money that we can register, the players that we can bring in, and the players that we have to sell in order to bring other players in. Really, really weird scenario. It feels like Chelsea have been almost targeted, if I'm honest, because we've taken advantage of all of these loopholes. But again, we'll have to see. We'll have to see what happens. So yeah, it's looking very good. And then when we look at more updates from that side, this is 30 minutes ago. Again, Fabrizio, Chelsea are close to reaching an agreement with Borussia Dortmund for Carney Chukwuemeka, 20 million plus bonuses plus a percentage of future resale. Anselmino will also go there on loan. And that was in Italian from Fabrizio Romano on his Italian YouTube channel. I didn't even know he had it. I didn't even know he had an Italian YouTube channel. No updates on Xavi Simons as it stands. I'm pretty sure he turned down Tottenham the other day. I guess that's a good thing. But we shouldn't be surprised there. Yeah, I'm not watching the trailer. I'll get done for copyright. I watch that in my free time, but I can't watch that in here, I'm afraid. So are we going to have another season without a front of shirt sponsor? It's becoming ridiculous. I don't think that we're not going to get a sponsor. I think we're just waiting for the right price. Gittins has a lot to answer of how effective he can really get. I mean, I'd give him a bit of time, but let's not dispute that we overpaid for him. I think we can all agree on that. Hello, JC. Hope you're doing well. Arsenal have held fresh talks about signing Adam Lookman. What are we doing spewing Arsenal news on here, JC? Come on, mate. Michael, score prediction tomorrow, 4-0. 4-0 Chelsea. You heard it first. We are going to dismantle West Ham. And I say that in the most humble way possible. And I don't want to disrespect West Ham. But based on what I saw and what I've heard from the Sunderland game, I don't need to disrespect West Ham. They do that to themselves, losing the opening game against the newly promoted side 3-0. I mean, that's tough. Very, very tough. What I will say, though, is I'm not sure if they'll go down. I think if you're having a conversation right now and you ask me on the spot who's going down, I say Burnley, I say Brentford. I then open the conversation about Leeds. I don't think Sunderland will go down. I don't want them to go down. But I think Leeds are the next conversation. And I think that West Ham at this moment in time are alongside Leeds. But then when I compare Leeds and West Ham, if you're asking me what would pull either of those teams through if the quality is clearly not there regardless, I think it's the fan base. You look at the home games at Ellen Road, and then you compare that to the London Stadium. Which team is going to feel backed, supported, feel a togetherness, feel a unity, feel a real spirit within the club? And which one looks like like a ghost town, like a club with no life left? And I think that's where West Ham are going to struggle. not just in footballing terms, but in terms of the fans. And that's also part of, having a really crap stadium. Because it's lifeless, isn't it? Playing in that stadium. It's really lifeless. Alex is going 3-1. Big up to you, my friend. Strasbourg got Amugu, Pius, Mamadou Sarr, and Penders, so he can't go to Strasbourg. I can see Anselmino going to Germany. Again, it makes sense. It's a good, it's a good move. It's a good team, Dortmund. He'll play regular minutes. He'll play in a way which is pretty, it's aggressive. It's an aggressive league, and they have to play. And I think that, I don't think that will harm his development at all. We need the Simmons deal ASAP. Palmer goes missing. We need someone top level to come off the bench. There were definitely games last season where I felt like Palmer should have come off and he didn't. So I agree with that. Simmons deal is after Nkunku deal is done. That is most likely the case. Notice he doesn't spam his Italian channel with Garnacho news. I don't know. I don't watch it. If Nkunku goes on loan, will Simmons still come? I don't know the logistics, but I would like to say yes. I don't think Fulham will struggle, mate. I think Fulham will be absolutely fine. I think they'll be fine. We need to dominate West Ham. No excuses. Get the win. Big up to Will. Hope you're doing well, mate. Luke would be happy to have Nkunku back in the squad if we can't sell. I don't have a problem with Nkunku. I don't have an issue with it. Don't jinx the game tomorrow. Well, confidence is confidence. I'm not going to go in there saying we're going to lose unless I actually believed it. But I genuinely believe, and most people agree with me on that. So I don't think I'm looking like an idiot, even if we do drop points. I'm literally saying what every other Chelsea fan is most likely saying. Another 9 million from Ipswich. Result of Hutchinson moved to Forest. We own 25%. It's actually about 4 million because it's 25% of the profits. But I think that's different to the Vega deal because we don't hear the profits for Vega. So if he gets sold for a good amount, then we'll be in a really good place. So yeah, again, just touching on this deal with Chukwuemeka, I think, it still doesn't look great, if I'm honest. 20 million plus bonuses, plus a potential of future sale. That's going to have to be another heavy sell-on clause, 40%. Otherwise, you're saving 20 million on a player. It's just not something that, I'll be honest, it's not really. I mean, the flat fee is poor. It's poor. You should be aiming to get an extra 10 mil as a flat fee. I think 30 million is totally fair, especially when you look at what we sold a Chukwuemeka, Broha for. Chukwuemeka is, in my opinion, better than both of them by quite some way, which is why Broha has gone to Burnley and so has Chukwuemeka. And Maresca Dortmund is not Burnley. Again, I'm not trying to disrespect Burnley here, but again, we're talking about quality of player. Not just on paper, on the eye as well. Like, it just looks better to watch. So there's no world in which Chukwuemeka's value should be in line with players like Armando Broha and players that we've sold to Burnley for good prices in terms of who they are, but still not what we're looking for. So that's my opinion on that. We'll dive and we'll see if there's any more updates regarding this as we go. Things tend to just pop up. If we have time, and I think we will have time. Actually, no, I'll stay away from doing a predicted 11. We'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow because I feel like we want to go through that in more depth, and that's absolutely fine. We can do that. Interesting tweet over here. Again, another one. This is from Nizar Kinsella from the BBC. He's come out and he said, in total, Chelsea are looking to sign, sell, and loan 13 players in 12 remaining days, with negotiations, legal documents, and medicals all needing to be done, drafted, and organized to allow moves to go through. 13 players. God, 13. I mean, that seems like more than even I would guess. Who are the 13? Let me just think off the top of my head. I'll double check. 13 players are trying to get rid of. Anselmino on loan. Nicholas Jackson. Nkunku. Potentially Tyreek George. We'll put him in there. That's 4. And those are the only players that are on the Chelsea website in the senior team. I guess I've heard of loans for Antwi. That's 5. I'll give you that. Who are these other players? What are we talking about? 13 players. Can you help me out in the chat here? Am I missing something? Disasi, okay, 6. Chukwuemeka 7. Yeah, fair enough. They're not on the website. Okay, that makes sense. I've still got 7 players. Like, where's the rest? Sterling, Chilwell. Okay, that's 9. 12, 13 players though. So we're on 9 players. David Datcher Fofana. Yeah, that makes it 10. I do remember David Datcher Fofana. I actually remember he played really well when he played for us, and then he got dropped. Didn't play, which I thought was harsh. Oh, sugar. Sorry. Yes, it does. It does say sign. Yes. Sorry, I didn't read that properly. Right. So that's everything. So not as active as still pretty active. So we're bringing in Garnacho and Xavi Simons. So that's 2. And then getting rid of hopefully Chilwell, Sterling, Disasi, Chukwuemeka, Anselmino out on loan. And all the others. I don't need to go through the list. Like we know what we're talking about there. Okay, that makes sense. All right, that makes sense. If I'm not wrong, there's an update from Aston Villa as well. They're now trying to sign Jackson, pushing to make it happen. Bayern Munich are interested as well. My God, that's a name I didn't think I'd see for Nicholas Jackson. Bayern Munich. Wow, that's a little bit of a shock. That one. Has anyone heard that one before? I don't think I've heard Bayern. I don't think it will be Sanchez or Jorgensen, to be honest, mate. I don't see that. Chelsea Stone could Loki do bits at Palace. Ugh, I doubt it, mate. I doubt it. I think in this day and age, I certainly learned some lessons from last season. But if you're going out there saying that players are washed, you have to sort of back up your points. You have to be very confident, because if they end up going and performing, fair play. But I do think Sterling's finished, mate. I think he's done. You just don't see anything to be optimistic about in Sterling's game. I don't see a dribbler. I don't see a goal scorer. I don't see a creative player. I don't see a leader. I don't see a cheap player. I don't see a young player. What does he have to offer? What does he have to offer apart from a large bank account and huge wage demands? I mean, I'm not saying he can't go to Palace and that there could be a conversation, but do well at Palace? Doubt it. I think you'll miss Eze a lot, Palace fans. If any Palace fans are watching this, I think they'll miss Eze a lot. There's a crazy race ongoing behind the scenes for Nicholas Jackson. There are many clubs who want him. Newcastle's still there. Aston Villa, Bayern are closely monitoring, and many more. I mean, I don't think he got that much GA for Arsenal, Michael. What was his GA at Arsenal, mate? Even at Chelsea, his GA wasn't great. So, I'm not, that was an argument, but I don't think it's an argument anymore. I don't think that argument stands. I'm trying to find, I'm sure. Sure there was some stuff on your wafer which I'm desperate to find. I just can't fucking find it. Yeah. The article was basically talking about the compliance that Chelsea have with UEFA. And essentially what it is we're not allowed to register or put that towards our accounts, the sale of João Felix. It's irrelevant as far as UEFA are concerned. So now we can only sell players that were involved in the knockout stages. So, okay, let's just think of sellable assets that played in the knockout stages. I'm sure Disasi played. Tyreek George played. Nkunku, obviously. Jackson. Jackson would be a good one for us in terms of the accounts. Who else? I mean, that's it, isn't it? That's it. KDH has already been sold. But yeah, that's fair. KDH has been sold. I mean, who do you honestly think will realistically sell? Bear with me. Just got to open the door. I'll be 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'll be back in a minute. Sorry about that, ladies. Funny story. I was when I was doing the fan cams the other day, I left my house keys in the bag where all the camera equipment was, and Mr. Cameron took the bag, and my keys were inside the bag. So one pair of house keys at the moment, but we're getting along. We're making it work. We're making it work. Could be a lot worse. Could have no keys. Could just be locked out of my house. So yeah, there you go. Listen, big up to everyone. Really appreciate everyone that's tuned in throughout the show. We've got over 100, about 120 of you on YouTube. On X, we've got just under 550, so about 650 all together. If you haven't already smashed that like button, please do. It makes a massive difference. It helps the channel. It shows that you're enjoying the content. We haven't even got 50 likes on YouTube. I mean, come on, people. Show some support. Daily streams every day without a shadow of a doubt. I'm trying my very best. It all makes a difference, guys. But we're not done just yet. We've still got a little bit more time in this show. Big up to Lumi as well. She says sell Lavia and Fofana. I guess the Lavia conversation, we could potentially have that conversation if he has another poor season in terms of not being available. Then that is a genuine conversation. Fofana can leave. He does way too much talking for a player who's never available. And by the way, when we say talking, guys, it's really important to distinguish. Players can talk without actually speaking. Players can talk without speaking. Yeah. An Instagram post makes a difference. I can feel the fan on the mic, honey. That's all right. The Sassy wasn't on list A. Well, we know we need to sell to Sassy. No doubt there. Alone, just get rid of the guy. That's what it is. Yeah, I do stream on X just because, to be honest with you, I've realized that a lot of people don't watch stuff on YouTube. So if you're on X, like, big up to you. I mean, I would say that it helps the channel more if you watch on YouTube. Like, it helps us. So if you want to support the channel actively, then watching on YouTube is a little bit better for us. But hey, it all helps. It all helps. So no criticism there. Big up to everyone on X, and obviously big up to everyone on YouTube as well. KDH, Amugu, Bergstrom, Noni. Where did Bergstrom go? Potentially Jackson and Kunku. Did he just get? Did his contract expire? Where did he go? Fofana and Gusto both have horrible attitudes. No, it's not the case. Not Gusto, mate. I'm a big fan of Gusto. What's Gusto done to show that he's got a bad attitude? I haven't seen one example of that. One of our best players in a very, very tough season under Pochettino. I mean, if that doesn't exemplify a decent attitude, what does? Never heard any complaints from him this season. I'm not really sure what to say to that one. I think that's extremely harsh. Mallorca on a free. Wow. Okay. Fair. He's the second choice at Mallorca. Well, there you go. There you go. Mark Giu. Yeah. I can see him leaving this window for cheap. Sterling and Chilwell seem to never get talked about at all because they're irrelevant. They're not available. They're not fit. Well, Chilwell is nowadays. Sterling is. They're just, guys. It's like a crypto coin that went really big in 2022, and people think that 2025, after 3-4 years of not doing anything, is going to go back up. Sometimes they do, but very rarely, right? When your stock is high, great. But when your stock is low, it's very difficult to sell. And I think that I just don't see those players as being a valuable asset to any club. If you're a football fan for any other Premier League team, would you say, if you needed a left back, well, let's get Ben Chilwell. Let's do that. You needed a winger. I think that Sterling would be a good opportunity to make this team a little bit better. Do you honestly feel that way? Would you feel that way if you were an opposition fan? I mean, I was speaking to West Ham fans. Obviously, I didn't ask them that question. But if I was a West Ham fan and I was offered Sterling, I'd say no, because I think it's a waste of time. don't think he's a great player, even by West Ham standard. I still wouldn't want Sterling. Chilwell, different conversation. I probably would. But I don't know if Potter would want him or not. But you understand the point. What do I think of our third kit? I think it's a nice kit, man. I think it's a very, very nice kit. So, yeah, I might get one. I might end up getting one. Palace fans didn't rate Chilwell. That's a shame. Hey, listen, guys, I'm going to be doing a stream before the game tomorrow. So tune in for the lineup predictions, or at least what I would do with the lineup. We know that Tosin's going to be available. And, we're going to really talk about everything in the lead up to this West Ham game. Big up to all of you. Really appreciate your time. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel as well. I will be releasing the West Ham preview with a West Ham fan tomorrow morning. So if you want to check that in the morning, that'll be pre-recorded at that sort of early afternoon. Then I'll probably end up doing a stream. So, we'll go from there. Big up to all of you. Enjoy your evening. And hopefully we can pick up the